Good morning! This Writing Wednesday finds me sitting in my chair in front of my computer, but actually about to grab my laptop and rush out to Starbucks, which, as you already know, is one of my favorite writing spots. I finally got that first draft finished. I actually got it done a day or so after we came back from Port Union, but I wanted the last two Writing Wednesdays to be the vlogs about my trip to Port Union, so I kind of held back on that news, and I'm sure dozens of adoring fans have been waiting with bated breath to find out that I actually, yes, did finish the first draft. So I have a completed first draft. The story goes from beginning to middle to end. It's 128,000 words, which is at least 15,000 words longer than it needs to be. But I'm not worried about that because the first thing I always do in edits is cut, 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 cut. I tend to ramble on and on. I say far too much, and a lot of that is going on the next round of editing. But I am kind of thinking about how to do this next round of editing. Now, I've mentioned before that I always like to write first draft, usually on my Alpha Smart Neo and usually out of the house. I need to get away from distraction. And my plan was to print off a hard copy of what I'd written so far, which I've done, go through it with a literal red pen, slashing out all the places where I saw that I was way overwriting, so I had kind of a tighter manuscript to work with. Done that, although I haven't input any of those changes into the computer yet, and then go back from the beginning and start a more serious rewrite on the computer screen where I could delete and add and make changes based on some of the research I've done and, make some really substantive changes. That kind of stuff really has to be done on the computer. Traditionally, I've done that here at my desk on my home computer. I think you can see what the problem is. I'm not sure how well the camera is picking up what's on the screen, but I'm actually playing Lexulus on Facebook. And if I'm not playing Lexulus, I'm probably playing Words of Wonder. I'm kind of a sucker for word games. More to the point, I'm kind of a sucker for distraction. And I'm thinking, well, if I bring my laptop and take it to Starbucks, admittedly I can still get the laptop on the internet there, and the laptop's not really as good for editing as my home computer. But I'm kind of hoping that the change of scene and just getting me into a different environment, I might actually be more likely to get some work done. So today we're going to test that theory, see how it works, and I guess I'll keep you posted about that. I'm having lots of fun adventures in research as I'm going around looking up bits and scraps of information about the specific time period and places that I'm writing about, and I'll try and tell you a little more about that next week. But this week it's going to be all about figuring how to stop playing Lexulus on the computer and actually start getting some editing done.